In the last few years, I've spent an obscene amount of cheddar on various different tech products. Tech products that are intended to help me create content or relax or enjoy my life just a little bit more. And some of them haven't exactly been great investments of my money. So today I'm gonna go through 3 of my best and 3 of my worst, or my tech W's and L's of 2024. Let's get into it, gang, shall we? Okay, first is this. This is my favorite keyboard ever, the YUNZII AL71. And it's my favorite for a couple reasons. One, it sounds really good, and 2, it's really well built. First, and probably most impressive, it has an aluminum plate, which makes it very heavy and very durable and feel very high quality. It's got RGB on the sides, if that's something that you're into. It's got tri-mode connection, which is a buzzword that means nothing to me because I don't know what it means. It's gasket mounted, it's 68%, it's got a whole bunch of foam and other insulation stuff that makes it sound really nice and pretty, and it's got phenomenal stabilizers that don't ping or rattle. The whole thing just feels really quality. Now, I would happily cough up $150 or even $200 for a keyboard like this, but it is half that. This keyboard is $75 on Amazon right now, which is kind of crazy. Overall rating is a W for sure, but let's get on to something that's a little less enjoyable. You've heard it, you've heard of it, you've seen it everywhere. This is the SHURE SM7B, the B standing for probably not the best purchase you can make right now. Now, don't get me wrong, this microphone is phenomenal. I'm using it right now to record this voiceover, but it's a $400 microphone. Do I regret buying it? No, it's nice. Do I wish I had maybe considered a cheaper microphone that does basically the same thing for like $300 less? This microphone is a studio microphone, which basically means it's for 2 things: music and podcasts, of which I do neither. Now, when it comes to creating content, this thing is great, but there's one big problem. Most viewers wouldn't be able to tell the difference between something like the $100 Rode pod mic and the $400 SHURE SM7B, especially if they're not even being told to pay attention to it. I think to sum this microphone up nicely is that it's a 15% quality increase for a 300% price increase. It's a really good microphone, and me personally, I want to have the option to make the nicest videos that I possibly can. So I like having the nicest microphone available on the market that isn't like $5,000, but 99% of other people don't really need it. And I feel like there's kind of a stigma to need to get this microphone because every big streamer and YouTuber has one on their desk setup. But trust me, you really don't need it. It's not gonna do all that much for you. Get a Rode pod mic instead. Next. Getting back to W's, this is a very cute handheld emulator that I just absolutely adore. It's so cute, isn't it? If it would power on right now, that'd be sick. It's made by Ambernick, and I think it's on sale on the TikTok shop right now for like $50, but I did get it sent out to me for free, so I don't know. But I can already hear you going, well, what's an emulator, Michael? Shut up and let me educate you. This tiny cute little device plays a whole lot of video games very easily, and maybe not the most legally, but I'm gonna ignore that part. For example, I have Pokemon Emerald Edition pulled up right now, and I can play the whole game. I can save, and it's not gonna have any bugs. But the library of games that you can play with this thing isn't just limited to Pokemon. There are literally hundreds of games you can play with this from like a dozen different consoles. I've got stuff like the PlayStation 1, the Game Boy Advance, and a bunch of other stuff that I don't recognize because I'm not old. There are hundreds of different emulators available on the market. This one was about $50, but you can pay a little bit more and get like 1,000 extra games. They're available everywhere. You can check Amazon, Etsy, eBay, all those different spots. But overall, this is definitely a W. Next, this thing, it kind of sucks. Of course, I'm talking about the camera, not you. You're beautiful and wonderful, but you're a little more beautiful and a little more wonderful. If you like and subscribe, please do that. That would be awesome. Thank you. Like right now, go, do it. Thank you. Now, don't get me wrong. I love my baby. The LUMIX S5ii is probably my favorite camera ever out of the 2 cameras that I've owned. And it does a lot of great things for me, but do you really need a $2,500 cinema grade camera to record YouTube videos? Probably not. Now look, like I said earlier, I like making videos that are high quality, and I like investing in products that are gonna give me a nice image or nice sound. But you definitely don't need to be doing all that. If you really want a well-rounded content creation camera that's gonna produce a nice picture and has a nice lens ecosystem, you don't need to get something that's $2,000 or $3,000 or $5,000. Honestly, you can get something less than $1,000. Personally, I'd recommend the Sony ZV-E10. I haven't had one personally, but I've known a bunch of people that have, and they've all sung its praises. So if you really want a camera, get something like that. Retrospectively, I guess I wish I had gotten something like the Sony a7S III and saved myself $500, but this thing does 6K open gate, and that was a feature that I just couldn't resist. Next, this nifty little guy. This is a screwdriver by FANTTIK, and it's really cool because it does this. And it does a lot more than that too. This is an electric screwdriver by FANTTIK. And the thing I love about it so much is that it just kind of does everything. So if you're a PC nerd or a keyboard nerd and you just like building stuff, this thing is going to be able to do pretty much anything you need it to do. It's got 50 different bits for any sort of thing that you could need to screw. And it comes in a super nice premium case and everything just kind of clicks together and it feels really nice to use. I want to say it's like 60 or 70 bucks, which initially you might go, well, that's kind of a lot of money to spend on a screwdriver. But if you think about it this way, you're essentially buying 50 different screwdrivers for like 50 to 70 cents each. And when you think about it that way, it sounds like a lot better of a deal. Because it is. TLDR, trust me, this is a really nice screwdriver. Also, it's electric, so it does all the spinning for you. Because come on, you're lazy as shit. You can't spin a screwdriver. That's preposterous. Anyways, that's not bad. Moving on. Getting back to the XLR audio scene, I want to talk about something that I've been using for a while that is just starting to wear on my soul. This is the FOCUSRITE SCARLETT 2i2, and specifically any of the FOCUSRITE products, excluding the newer generation ones. Now, I know that this one is kind of a popular go-to when it comes to having an XLR audio interface, but as far as I'm concerned, this is probably the worst thing you can pick for a few reasons. One, at a fundamental base level, it does its job. It takes the output from an XLR microphone, processes it, and sends it to a computer, which is great. Problem is, it doesn't do much else. And if you have a super powerful microphone like I do that requires something like a cloud lifter to really give it the volume that it needs, you're gonna be stuck with this annoying ass background sound. Personally, I just invest a little bit more into something like an Elgato Wave XLR that's gonna give you that customization and that power that you really want without having to break the bank on something like a $500 Duocaster. TLDR, just spend a little bit more and get something a little nicer that does way more. Anyways, do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you wish that I had talked about something else? Let me know in the comments, please. Also, I wanna say thank you for helping me hit 1,000 subscribers like 3 days ago. That was really cool, and I appreciate that. I've been doing YouTube for almost 7 years now, and it's really cool that I seem to have found an audience and have been able to make videos that resonate with people instead of just sending videos out into the void to get like 60 views. Anyways, onward and upward, gamers. See ya. Adios.